Hey, how are you today? Today we're doing things a little bit differently and it may last the rest of the week. We'll just have to see. This is what happens when you use things such as technology. Sometimes it goes wonky and you can't do anything about it until wait for the people behind the scenes to get everything fixed. So as I wait for that, I don't want you to miss today's training. Hi, I'm Patricia Durgan, the Christian Message Coach, and we are here to help you get your message online, showing you the tips and the tricks and the strategies and tactics to take your message online and be as professional as possible so you can market your message for Christ. I want to show you how to get rid of photograph, the background in a photograph. Now, when might you need this? Well, certainly you could use it on a personal level, but on a business level, we may have a fantastic photo that is just everything that we want it to be to represent us. And yet we're standing behind some weird, standing in front of some weird background that was appropriate at the time, but it's not appropriate for business. So what should we do about that? Lots and lots of different programs that are very expensive that could help you with that. But let me show you something today that is uber simple. Okay? You're going to like it. Let me share my screen. I'll show you the whole thing. This product is called Clipping Magic. Clipping Magic, like I'm going to get my hair clipped, clippingmagic.com. You can see the URL right up here. I'm going to take an old, previously, maybe, I don't know, 6-8-year-old picture of mine that was taken in a home that we used to live on. We used to live on a river. And I loved having pictures taken out there of just me or David and me or the family. It was just a beautiful setting. Excuse me. This picture is a really nice black and white, almost black and white picture based upon the season that we were in at that time. And yet, I might want to have some use for the picture itself without the background. And I want to show you today, you may be in that very exact scenario. So I want to show you this. The account for Clipping Magic is $3.95, $4.95 a month. It's a ridiculously low fee and great results. So go here. We can drag the image from our desktop. I'm going to choose to upload it. I've already chosen the one I want to use. As I said, brace yourself. This is several years old. All right. As you can see, we're in the winter months in this location. Got to move some stuff around it. Trolling. Here we go. So what we have here is two versions, obviously, of the same exact photograph. The one on the left is that I have my screen, my cursor right here. This is the actual photograph. It's going to, the changes I make in the left-hand screen are going to show up in the right-hand screen. All right. We can change the background so we can see what's going on better. We can get rid of the space behind my earring. My earring at that point was a circle, and we can get rid of all of that. The background itself, we can, lots of stuff. I'm not going to show you everything that's possible, but you're going to enjoy this short tutorial. First, we want to start with what we want to keep, right? So this, don't be alarmed by that. It does that every time we go up here. We choose green. We come down here. We just want to capture, this is a very rough outline. And we're going to see this isn't a perfect picture, a perfect choice. And I'm going to show you, though, as we go further into it and refine, I'm going to show you what you want to look for. That the picture looks great, and then, you know, in the environment, excuse me, and then you start trying to take away the environment and you see the weaknesses in the picture that weren't noticeable beforehand. You want to keep going. We're just doing a really rough outline. This area, all of the area that's in green, all the way to the bottom here, this is what we want to keep. So that's the first step. Then, now there's going to be refinement on here. Then we want to take everything. The red is to get rid of everything that we don't want to keep. Now on the right hand side, you can see there's no choice yet. Excuse me, no change yet. That's okay, because we haven't done anything yet, but we're fixing to. Watch. See the screen on the right? Isn't this unbelievable? Excuse me. It's pretty crazy. Now we can immediately see, even though I haven't even started refining this, we can immediately see that my hair at that point was very, I don't know, had a lot of air in it. So that's going to cause a problem. But we're going to work around it and I'll show you. We just take, and just again, a very general outline of what we want to get rid of. Anything that we can get rid of at this stage and it be correct, that's it, we're ahead of the game. All right. Sometimes I go over here like I just did and I try to correct this screen. This is the results screen that is reflective of the changes that are made in this screen. So it won't let me. It won't let me change the program, if you can believe that. Now let's go down and see what we have to offer here, what our options are. This is the largest brush we're seeing. Actually, it's not. It's the default size brush, 20 pixels. 40 is even larger. 5 is smaller. And if you really wanted to fine tune something, you could even go down to 1. That I don't see any reason that you would need 1 pixel change, but there may be. I'm going to change this to 5 just so you can see the difference. But before I do, let me show you again. This is 20 pixels. Now, you see I made a hole in my head over here. My mother always told me I had a hole in my head. How do we get back to where we were? Oh, my, I made a mistake. What can I do? We can come up here and say undo, and it's gone. But I wanted to show you how large that pixel is. And 10 is, we'll put another size hole in my head. See how small, much smaller that pixel is? And again, how can we get rid of that? We want to undo that change. And there we go. All right, so then, well, I need to see a lot closer up, all right? Let's do it. Well, now that I've seen, oh, that's too close. Okay, let's go back out. Well, let's come over here and move this picture around so I can make the editing changes I want to make. Let's start first with, let me back up, just a hair, just a hair. Now again, I have a smaller brush, smaller pixels. I'm going to take here, and what I want to do is get rid of, nope, I want to keep this area here on the right hand screen. Do you see that tiny little green? See, I've lost the hoop of my earring. So in that case, I'm going to have to go in close. And then I'm going to have to move this over to here. So I can access this with my trusty pixel corrector. All right, now you see how this is red. This is the red area. So very loosely when I just did that general outline, I didn't incorporate the earring, and so it took away the earring, but we can put it right back. But we needed a small one, right? We needed a small pixel. See how the outline, that yellow line is changing? And it's overriding the red. You can do it in dots and dashes. You can do it in a line, a continuous line. Now this is still a little tricky for me, so I think I'm going to change the background to white. I could change it to green or blue or gold or red. According to what you're trying, the picture that you've got, and compared to the background you're trying to get, sometimes we need that picture to pop out more than it does with just a transparent background. Excuse me. So I'm going to use white. Now I could really refine this. Now this is just for myself. I would determine how much I want to bother to recreate. Now, as I chose that shape, so I actually accidentally got a result I didn't want. I don't want the area here behind my hair, excuse me, the area where that's showing my hair. I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want to show this forest area, that's tree, that grazed tree. So come over here, start over here, and you can watch either screen and see how your changes are affecting your image. This is a little bit, this is a sample of a very busy background. So don't look at this and assume that yours would be require as much time, even though we're not finished. And I'm not going to finish in this recording. But be aware of that also when you begin to choose a background. You choose a picture with a background and you're wondering, is that going to be worth my time? It does take a little bit of time. However, it's very, very worth it, because as you need new photographs and you have a great stash, go get one, put it on Clipping Magic, erase what you want to have erased, excuse me, leave what you want to leave, and then you can take that photograph or an image and you can superimpose it. You can add it to another photograph if you want to, or it can stand alone. Now, what's the purpose of this whole training? This episode and tomorrow's episode, I'm showing you the techniques that I used. Today, it's Clipping Magic. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how I took a random background and the result of another Clipping Magic project. I combined the two, and it ended up with my brand new Facebook profile cover photo. That's what I want to show you in these two episodes, today and tomorrow. So let's continue. We can get really close, really refined. I still want to say I took it too much away. Just a dot. Just a dot. Boop. All right, let's back out of this. You see here how we have over here on the result side where the hand is, we have extra that we still need to refine this. So let's do that. I'm just going to choose some areas that I'm show you how to refine it. I'm not going to redo the whole thing because, who's got that kind of time? If you can get the concept down, you can do it yourself. So what we need to do is we need to, that's fine. That mistake was okay. Didn't turn out to change anything. Let's pull this up, take the hand, come over here. Now I'm missing a chunk out of my neck. Let's put that chunk back. That chunk belongs there. And let's get rid of this extra over here. But again, we can't make our changes here. We're only seeing in this right corner, right half of the screen, the changes that are being made over here. You see these wobbly lines? So here's the chunk I'm missing. I want to keep that. It always gives you that little whoo. I'm going to go here, put my neck back together. Then I want to go here and I want to get rid of this background here. Different people have different levels of taste, what they want to get rid of, how much time they're willing to invest to make something as perfect as possible. It's totally up to you and your taste, how much you want to, how precise you want to be. You know me, I like to be really precise. I like to do a really good job one time, excuse me, and then be able to use that photo or that image for a long time. You see how making this change is affecting the change to the far right here in the corner? Just a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that, but it did. We could come down. Now we could get even bigger. I'm not going to. We could make this even bigger and get really, really close. And we want to get rid of, so we want red. Come down. Woo! What happens if we get too close and we make a change we don't want to make? And let's say I cut my arm off. I made a hole there. Okay? I'm going to do two things. I can click the back button. Let's do the same with the stick again. Or I can come here and choose the green again, come down. See, this is what I want to keep. I want to keep all this stuff. So I'm going to have to come in here, see how it's not yet all filled in with green. There's some red there. That red, those red areas on the left hand of the screen are reflective over here in the right hand. So I've got to come back in and just color this in like you're using a color pencil. I like the undo and the redo a lot better, but this does work. All right, now let's continue on. Get rid of these little, this little area right here. You have to hold your mouth right when you're doing this now. Okay, whatever way you hold your mouth with when you're concentrating, that's required. All right. I'm gonna come in and get this little divot, pick up this little divot right here. Now, if I was doing this myself and I was going to use this, which I'm not, but if I was going to use this with my marketing materials, I would get in here close over here. You see the hand on the right hand side. I would get in here and I would really remove all that. It's really the naked eye won't be able to pick up on that. But again, I have high standards. So I would want to change that. I would want to make that look as good as I could. Now, let's back out a little bit. So we want to come up here to zoom out. See how feathered, that was the word I was trying to use earlier. At this point in my life, my hair was feathered. And we couldn't leave it this way because you can see that it's not really a style. It's got chunks missing and extra chunks and on and on. So I'm going to show you just a couple of techniques before we go. We've got to zoom in and pull this down so we can work on this area here on the right hand side. There's the hand. This is the area we want to work at. Now, it will be tricky. This is why this isn't an excellent picture to use in this example if I wanted to use it online. But it's a great picture to use an example to show you what not to do when you're selecting on the front end, you're selecting a photograph, okay? So if you've got earrings that are multi-shaped and all dangles, or you have hair that's just a little bit, got a little wisp here, then you'll need to make a decision, either buy into that, own that, and do the necessary work to shape that so that what's included is what you want included is shown, what you don't want included is not. Or you could use this same red and just cut that area out. So I'm going to show you two different things. One is if we decide, let's just make this a little smoother. All right, let's do that. And we'll need a bigger brush. We'll go with 20, the default, and we'll just see what happens. Okay, that's better. Now again, you can get carried away, and the next thing you know, you got you got waves in your hair that you didn't anticipate. Again, see, so I made one change, and now I've got a crazy spot. Even still, this may be a green glow just slightly in the finished picture. So I would need to go and really take that tiny, tiny brush and maybe even make it smaller. Come over here. If I can find, do you see how tiny that is? You see it on my face there? It's so tiny. It's not the red circle with the white slash. It's the tiny, 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 tiny dot that you can barely see moving around on my forehead on the right-hand side of the screen. All right, let's take tiny little dots. So you can get that's green or gray there behind that. That's not part of my hair. Gray. That's the gray of the forest and the river behind it. That's what happens when you have wispy hair. All right. Have you seen enough? You can also crop here. Let me show you some other stuff. Let's go and make it larger. You see the picture on the left looks crazy, doesn't it? Looks just like, whoa. That's okay. What we want to use is the picture on the right. This needs more refinement. I'm not going to take the time to do it. I've shown you the concepts that I wanted to show you, and also the reason why you would want to be careful as to which picture you chose. But you don't have to decide ahead of time if you like it. If you see one, you're like, I just really would like to get rid of that background. Put it up here. Get you a clippingmagic.com account. Insert your photograph, and give it a go. You may find that it's more trouble than it's worth, and you may stop halfway through and go and choose another photo. Also, you might find that it wasn't as difficult as you thought it might be, and then you end up with the photo that you really wanted. All right, so let's see some other things I can show you. You can do all of this yourself, digging around. I wanted to show you what you could do. Just the generals. So crop, we can crop this, which you would want to do. You don't want to have a lot of, let's just pretend like this is exactly the way I want this photograph to look. It's not finished, but we're going to pretend that it is. And it's not going to have that big dot on my nose. We want to crop it so we don't have a lot of space at the top or all the way at the sides. Okay, that's one thing that we can do. Now, I love this. I went out and sort of looked like I had lost it. Did I? No, there it is. It's still there. It's still, all the work that I did has not been lost. We can look at the edges and the hair, and I hadn't even looked at the hair before. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. So what do we do with it? Let's say we're finished with it and we love it and we're ready to go. I want to download it, and you can choose several different options. This is the one I'm used to. So how did we get the difference there? There's nothing wrong with this. This gives us more control or options, but I didn't want that one. So how do I use it? I can just go directly to download, or I can close this out. See, this has a drop down. That took me to the more complex option. This is a straight drop down. This is what it was going to look like. And I'm going to download it. And it's going to show me the preview. There we have it. There's my preview, and it's not finished, but it shows you, again, it shows you the concepts. I hope that you enjoyed this episode today, showing you how to get rid of the background of a photograph. That could be a family photo, a photo of a horse. It doesn't make any difference what it is, or even an image that you might want to make some changes in. Then tomorrow, Lord willing, then we'll probably have this same setup, that I'm going to do the training ahead of time and then make it available to you at the 3:00 p.m. Normal time. Now we're going to complete the process, and I'm going to show you how I took the background and I changed the background up and made it look the way I wanted it to look, and the size and the shape, so that it would fit the Facebook cover profile dimensions. And then, excuse me, not using the photo I used today, but another photo that I've already cropped and removed the background to make the finished product that is shown right now on my Facebook page. Excuse me, on my Facebook profile. So, once again, you know I appreciate you being here. I'm Patricia Durgan, the Christian Message Coach, and I pray that this show helps you get one step closer to marketing your message online for God's glory. Thanks for being with me.